if you invest in yourself
Sure.
properly, meaning like, let's say you don't have the wherewithal, the ability to sell, close, and persuade, the confidence, and the best investment wouldn't be in a business because you'd crash the business. The best investment would be in those skill sets.
Agreed.
Assuming you acquire them, obviously.
Yeah, I agree. My purpose was never to like save people and be the hero or anything. I just like making interesting videos about topics I find interesting. But it is nice whenever people reach out. What I enjoy most is when people say, I have a little bit more of a skeptical eye. That's it. When I see something that sounds too good to be true, I look into it further. If that's my influence on the world, I'm very happy.
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, as always, I've got a real treat for you, Spencer Cornelia.
I'm really excited to be here. We're going to have a fun conversation.
Indeed we are. Spencer Cornelia, folks, if you guys don't know him. He happens to also be a real estate investor, FYI. But his main gig, I would say, is you're more like a guru buster.
In some ways,
you're
yeah.
a YouTuber.
Yeah, I enjoy covering interesting stories that involve fraud, Ponzi schemes, fake gurus.
Nonsense, hogwash,
all the above.
But he's got 500,000 or so followers on YouTube. Go join him and follow his guru busting escapades, but they're pretty funny. How'd you start doing that?
Back in 2019, I was making videos about the real estate. I noticed TV shows were not uncovering like all the entire truth of flipping houses. And so I wanted to make videos about real estate and what they aren't showing you kind of thing. And then I came across a YouTuber named CoffeeZilla, and he was making videos titled Fake Guru Fridays. And I always felt uncomfortable about a lot of these gurus. Like, they just don't seem legitimate. They claim to be $1 million business owners, but what business are they running? And so I just wanted to look objectively into a lot of these gurus that were running huge marketing campaigns on YouTube. And that's what began the fun journey into the world of fake gurus.
Now, you must have seen a Meet Kevin before.
I'm friends with Meet Kevin.
Okay, now Meet Kevin kind of did that also.
He did.
But he would do like hit pieces on old Grant Cardone.
Yeah, he went deep into the Grant Cardone rabbit hole.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people go down deep with Grant Cardone, but yet he still keeps coming up winning, doesn't he?
I've never made a video on him negative because
I know, but doesn't he? He just keeps coming up winning. You know why? Because there's some people that are just hitting on motherfuckers because they're jealous of motherfuckers.
Sure, that's certainly an element.
And then there's people, and again, I don't know which one you are because I didn't scour your page, but I'm just saying. There's certain, like, if you're the guru buster that busts the real ones that need to be busted, dude, that's got to be a hilarious page.
It can be fun.
What do they say when you get them?
Most don't reach out or communicate with me, especially if I've kind of caught them. Occasionally I get, I don't know, a negative message. I actually got one the other day. Someone who said, I'm actually thankful you made the video because I made so much money. He was trying to like brag to me that he made so much money selling sports picks after I made it very clear that he's not a winner at the books. But people still buy the picks. I can't stop that.
Hey, you're protecting dumb people then.
In a lot of ways, yes.
Because a lot of those times people are accused of being fake gurus. Sometimes you got to look at who's dumb enough to believe that that's the deal anyway. Like those sports pickers, nothing against them. I know several of them personally. Nothing against them. But who thinks that some person in this world possesses some secret fucking knowledge about who's going to win an event or a contest? They don't. They're called good pickers, meaning, they know some shit about the team, some shit about what most publics don't know. Like, hey, nobody knows this yet, but the trainer told me, they're trading old fucking, what's his name?
Yeah, the star quarterback got hurt. If you have inside information, you can certainly
exactly.
Make it work.
So Tom Brady, he's not coming back next season. Oh shit, inside information, and they still don't know.
Right.
So the question is, do they really have all these secret connections to get all this good fucking juicy information? Because if the answer is yes, I'd rather buy their pick than pick my own because, like, I don't know anything.
It's actually probably equivalent. Meaning you could flip a coin and be just as successful. Because the problem 100%. is you're paying them for picks. And if you break down the math.
Yeah, but I know, but if I'm that dumb to fucking pay someone else because their picks are probably going to be better than mine.
It's all the power of marketing though.
Then I'm just not that bright. Why?
It's the power of marketing.
Because any common sense person would know this motherfucker don't have a magic ball.
You look at the Ferraris they drive or the Rolls Royces and they go, I got this because I win $10 million at the casino. I win all this money. I got the jewelry. I got the flash, the lifestyle, all of this. So people go, I want that. Therefore,
but the lie part there,
yes,
Spencer, is I have all this because I won.
Correct. and none of them win.
So
long-term.
have you ever looked at Dan Blazarian?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very familiar with him.
Because everybody tells me, he didn't win that money gambling. That money came from his father. I'm going to have him on the show. I want to get to the bottom of it, but I'd love to ask him.
He's been pretty open about the conversation. So I've never made
what
a
do
negative...
they say about it?
Well,
what does he say about it?
They say he doesn't win, and then his response is he's got proof, or at least according to him, he's got proof. He's got receipts of when he received the trust fund money. I actually secretly believe he actually did win money gambling. I think his story checks out.
So again, why do people say that shit?
Because
about it?
here's the reason. There are a lot of people that are incentivized. We're all incentivized on YouTube to get videos that have crazy views, right? And so whenever there's a subject that can drive views alone, that's Dan Blazarian, Andrew Tate, Grant Cardone, all these people. If you just make a video,
I wouldn't add Cardone in that.
No, I'm telling you, he is
not next to Andrew motherfucking Tate or Dan Blazarian. Like, dude, there is a major difference.
Let me finish. The key here is that those names alone will drive views. Yes. And so there's moments in time. Every year there's one or two people that will have a moment of like a month or two where you can make any video about Andrew Tate, love him, hate him, he's the most cringe person on the planet. Whatever you make a video on, it will get crazy views. And Grant Cardone had that moment in 2020. And that's why so many people made videos about him, because they knew if you just made a video about him, you can call him a fraud. He's not going to sue you. He's not watching your shit anyway, so he's not going to come after you. So it's basically a bulletproof formula to get crazy views.
Yeah.
And so that's why
when I emerge in 2023 and 2024 as a guru, what are you going to do about that one? How are you going to? No.
It's important that you actually run your own business, and clearly you do. The problem I have is always the marketing. If you came out and said, I can promise you if you buy my $1,000 course that you can become a millionaire in 6 months, obviously there's a problem there. Or what if I told you that? Yes. And you paid me. Okay. And I actually did tell you how to do it, but you refused to do it, or you didn't want to do it, or whatever the reason is, you didn't execute. Sure.
Am I a fraud?
No, I wouldn't say you're a fraud if you actually give good information. I've always focused on the marketing.
Because I can tell you how to make millions of dollars in 6 months.
Sure. Go work hard, come up with a great business idea, and sell. There, boom, you did it. No. So I agree with you.
It could be a scam, even though it's not a scam, because that is how you do it. So but I thought you meant tactically, and then it goes back to, are people stupid? Like, you should be able to hear somebody's offer to you and justify whether or not that's probably likely.
Let me give you a good example.
And by the way, real quick, you do that by looking at them like you do, which is why you bust fake gurus, because you're looking at them going, well, dude, that ain't from winning. That's from selling these people the fact that you won, which you didn't. That money is coming from those people. You didn't have that money from winning. So that's the scam part.
I just try to be the counter, because I think there are so many people over promoting on social media, and so many people are losing money or buying bad products or services. And I just try to be the guy saying, hey, this is the reality. I never try to be a hater. I never try to be like cancel culture. I hate all that. I never try to make a video on someone and ruin their life. That's not my intention.
Do you see the guy, I forget his name, but he always does the hit pieces on Grant Cardone now?
What's his name? The Scientology, grown up in Scientology.
Yeah, he hates Scientology.
Aaron Smith or Aaron. Yeah,
I don't know his name, but he's a compelling motherfucker.
He is.
And when he, presents his evidence, it looks like it's all like, damn, dude, Grant's going to prison. When in reality, Grant ain't going to prison, dude. I'll bet you anything. Why? Because I know Grant, and again, me and him don't hang out much as much or ever than we used to, but I know Grant's not stupid. I know he's not scamming people. He's just finding people willing to send him their money.
Sure.
That's all he's doing. That doesn't make him a scammer. It makes him a kick-ass salesperson.
He's amazing at sales. He's raised a lot of money. He's got the real estate to back it up. He's got his name on it.
And all he's doing is he's taking your money, dude, and he's going out and he's fucking finding a building. And for that, in exchange for that, he gets 35% of the fucking building.
Yeah. Does it bother you when people call Grant Cardone a scammer?
It doesn't bother me. They're just wrong. I don't think he's a scammer. He's just a good salesperson. But I mean, at the end of the day, people say that I'm Grant Cardone all the time. They are you guys two separate people? What the fuck? Literally, everybody thinks
you could be cousins.
I've had people. Well, again, I always tell people Grant is a bad impression of me. Why do I say that? Because when I met Grant Cardone, he was training car salesmen. Now, he was taking all the money he was making from training car salesmen, which was probably only $1 million or $2 million a year.
Only.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that ain't a lot of money.
That's great.
Yeah. So he's damn good.
Yeah.
But he's making $1 million or $2 million. And again, it took him a long time to build up to that. but he's making $1 million or $2 million when I met him. In other words, I didn't teach him how to make $1 million. He already had money. He was already successful training car dealerships. But he was taking that money and he was investing it into real estate, and he just kept doing it and kept doing it. And then, I pitched him, hey, I'll show you how to do something. We'll make you a bunch of money. Da, 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 da. He was not like he is today. He was very conservative. He wore a suit and tie. He was very careful with what he said and all that. He was very conservative. And then I closed him on doing a deal, which, we proceeded to make millions and millions and millions of dollars together. And everything worked out wonderful. And he parlayed that into what he's got today. But the reason I say that is because, everything that he's doing, dude, I'm telling you right now, is not necessarily, in my opinion, a scam. Okay. It's not a scam.
Yep.
You give him his money. Like I gave him $100,000, not because I wanted to invest, because I wanted him to quit calling me about it. So I'm like, here, dude, here's $100,000. Now you can say I'm in. Okay. We're in. I'm in. And now I get $250 a month sent to me.
Nice. Yeah, the word scam gets way overused.
I know, but $250 a month, like, come on, dude. Like, if you can't make $250 return on $100,000, you need help. Well, why am I letting him do it? Because believe it or not, there's people that can't. I made a post that said, if you can't make 10% on your money, you should do this, that, and that thing. And there's people going, where's this fucking clown making 10%? Oh my God. Shit that didn't happen for 500, Alex. Like, you don't know how to make 10% on your money? Idiot. Like, you don't believe that 10%? I said, Google the S&P average. Oh, you know what it is?
7 to 9%.
Yeah, it's like 10% a year.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, what is the average ROI from the S&P 500? Oh. Siri, what is the average return from the S&P?
I found this on the web.
The average stock market return is about 10% per year from the S&P. 10%, dude. I'll be damned. Like an average fucking year on the stock market is 10%, and these guys are saying 10% is impossible. Well, that's what Grant's running into. He's running into people like that, and he's saying, listen, right, if you're getting nothing at your bank, why not just give it to me, and I'll give you X%, and you can invest in properties you've never been able to invest in. And everybody's like, yeah, good idea. And is it a scam? No. Is his fees a little bit steep? I would think so, but so are Louis Vuittons.
You can only evaluate that after the deal is completed.
Right. So I completed a deal. Now, to me, $250 a month income from basically my money being in the bank of Grant Cardone, which happens to be in a property called 10X Riverwalk or some shit like that. I don't get to determine when I sell it. I can't get my money out. It's just sitting there. So basically, I let him use my money for basically 3% a year. Now again,
you're growing equity, so it's more than that.
Did he scam me?
No.
So when people say, "Oh, he's going to prison, man. He's going to jail, brother," I don't think he is. And again, if he did, and he was like nefarious about things, I would be amazed. But that just was all said to say, because I may be wrong. I'm not giving him an endorsement, and I'm not taking it away. I just know that from me hanging around him, all he's doing is closing people to put their money in a better place. And in his case versus their case, it is a better place.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. I think Cardone is a savvy real estate investor, and we can only evaluate it when the deal's over.
Then how do you explain Meet Kevin being a freaking bombardment on him?
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those videos, so I don't remember what he talked about specifically.
And now where's Meet Kevin, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin's doing really well.
Where's he at, though? I heard he was running for some governor of California.
Yeah, he did that for a small period of time.
Did he get any traction at all?
Probably. I don't follow any of that, so I don't know.
So you don't know him?
No, I mean, I've hung out with him a few times. We're under the same agency, so we're friends, but not
same
close.
Agency. What does that mean?
Yeah, to get sponsorship deals.
Oh, so you guys are like freaking YouTubers.
Yeah.
How much you making on YouTube a month?
My income's down now to like $5 or $8K a month.
That ain't bad.
It's low. I mean,
bad.
I made probably $300,000 last year from YouTube.
How much do you put into YouTube?
Pretty minimal. Yeah, I've been traveling recently.
You make all your own videos. You do all your own editing. You do all your own posting. Everything's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
so
do you
margins are really high.
How do you pick your targets? Surfing YouTube?
Yeah, I'm aware of the overall landscape of social media. I look for stories that are interesting. I prefer videos that include a lawsuit. That way there's something public that I can point to. I don't like speculation. For instance, Dan Bilzerian, you should ask him.
You want salt in that wound is what you want. You want one attached to some sort of lawsuit.
Well, it's much easier to make a video on it because as you imagine, like when you start making these types of videos, Baller Busters, same way, you probably get a lot of Instagram DMs or emails like, hey, I was scammed by something. And then you have to evaluate, is this person, did an influencer commit fraud against them, or did they just buy a product and were bummed by it?
If the bomb squad, that's my listeners, if the bomb squad's thinking you should investigate this guy or this guy, where should they tell you so you can get heads up on people you've never heard of that might be out
emails and Instagram are best.
Okay, so go to your Instagram, which is
Spencer Cornelia 1.
Folks, at Spencer Cornelia 1, just like it sounds, Cornelia.
You got it.
Yeah,
that's the easiest way.
Go give them some gurus to bust.
Yeah, so I try to evaluate. There's some criteria. I mean, I think it's a responsibility on my behalf to really look into stories and not just be a page that's just a hate page of just like, all these people are scamming and just target big people, big names to get views. I think that's very unethical. And so I always want to make sure that there's actually a story there. Yeah. And that's why with lawsuits, you can at least point to something and say, hey, there might have been a situation here. You should ask Dan Bilzerian. I made a video recently that got a lot of views about Dan Bilzerian.
I don't know him to ask him that.
Okay, well, no, there's an interesting public lawsuit about, well, you don't need to ask him, but anyway, there was a model his company hired, and then she didn't get paid within 30 days, so it became like a $400,000 judgment against this company for a $3,000 model expense. But anyway, stories like that are really interesting.
Did he have a good story for it?
Yeah, it was fascinating.
What is it?
Well, it was the fact that his company hired a model out in LA for one day for a photo shoot. Apparently, they alleged she didn't get paid, and so she sued Ignite. That led to 2 or 3 years of litigation, and right now she currently has a judgment against Ignite for something like $423,000 from a $3,000 mispayment, and then they filed an appeal. They're blaming someone else.
I heard Ignite is like bankrupt.
I don't know. I don't believe so. They're publicly listed, so you can look that up.
So again, I mean, how do you know what's true in the media?
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother conversation because the media. I know,
so like I want to believe what you're saying, but then I'm thinking, well, dude, how do you know? So I looked at the
lawsuit. I read the lawsuit. I'm just giving the story through the lawsuit. I'm not giving my opinion.
So you do your due diligence.
Correct.
And you read and you study.
I'm certainly not alluding to a news article.
Have you ever been proven wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got to be careful being one of them guru busters, because what if someone like says, well, here's what he said, and in reality it's the truth, and then you look foolish.
It can happen. Yeah, that's a risk we take for sure. Yeah, it's a unfortunate feeling whenever you have that. Yeah, I've had one where I made a video about I covered a lawsuit and realized like after the fact the defendants shared with me all the details, and I realized, oh, the plaintiff straight up lied in the lawsuit, which kind of opened up my eyes. So there's an element of risk there as well.
Did you say anything?
Yeah, I made a follow-up video. Just said like, here's the actual truth, or here's what the defendants share with me. I try to be more of a reporter. I try to stay away from opinions unless I have like concrete data that fraud existed.
Do you believe that the COVID was a scam?
I don't really care enough to even consider that argument.
Do you believe?
Yeah, let me because there's. It's
I know
such
YouTube
an
will stop a lot of conversation around that.
Yeah.
What do you think of that censorship that YouTube has?
I didn't care for it. I am a huge proponent of allowing everyone to speak and then allowing the audience to determine. Like, I just think as a culture, we're better off teaching our kids and raising our kids to be like, hey, there's going to be misinformation out there. I'm teaching you, I'm equipping you with the skills to be able to discern information, figure out for yourself, go through some rigorous process in your brain to determine what's true and what's not true. Yeah, I mean, in regards to COVID, it's obviously a legit illness. I mean, people died from it. It just seemed extreme, like the fact that, and they shut down. I was really upset that they shut down the entire economy for.
Well, they didn't though. They didn't shut down the entire economy.
Most of it, or they selectively shut it down, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
They shut down the small businesses. They shut down the little tiny folks, which makes no sense to me.
My issue with it,
you can walk around motherfucking Walmart with no problem, but you can't walk around that dude's little small business right there. Bullshit.
I very much dislike that. My biggest issue is I think there's much bigger issues in America that can be solved within 6 months that would prevent something like that from happening. I mean, look at obesity, unhealthy. Our culture right now eats incredibly unhealthy food, doesn't exercise. Like all these things could solve massive problems on a big macro level where the COVID wouldn't have hurt us as much. And so I just wish we would have put as much resources into trying to solve those real problems than something like COVID.
Now, when we were talking to my office, dude, you were saying things. I'm like, damn, this should be all on the podcast. Let's go do this real quick.
Let's do it.
But I don't know if I brought out everything yet. You were telling me some stories. Mm-hmm. they'll come to me, I think, when we're talking. So let me ask you this. You're doing real estate. And by the way, he still does real estate investing. Correct. He makes money doing it, but his passion and his fun is growing this YouTube channel and busting the fakies. And
I love YouTube.
And I want to kind of like expand it for you.
Sure.
Like go beyond just busting the fake gurus. Go into like, I think your channel would be more popular, even more popular if you just but add to what you're doing with almost like busting, even like McDonald's. Like McDonald's food, dude, is fucking disgusting.
Yes, I agree. I haven't had it in a decade.
I don't see a bunch of videos on that. Now I know they're out there because I've seen a few, but like, dude, if there was a, YouTube channel that fucking busted the scammers period, and we went after,
bigger corporations, bigger stores. I'm with you there. I had actually never considered going on the bigger video. I wanted to make a video about the casinos too.
Yeah, but like the Bud Light thing.
Oh.
The public said, hey, look, they're putting Dylan Mulvaney, and everybody said, well, don't drink it. That now it's you drink it, you're gay. So like now no dude wants to be caught drinking Bud Light, and dude, their stock plummeted, their value plummeted, all because of that. Now that's in my opinion, a way terrible marketing move, but behind the scenes, who knows what's going on? But I know that like YouTube, I put a video on YouTube with a guy who's now deceased, Dr. Rashid Buttar, who was against COVID, said it was a big scam from the day one. It had 1.5 million views, dude, in 2 days, and then they deleted it.
Wow. And
it got me like over 100,000 subscribers in 2 days.
That was back when anything COVID related, they were shutting it down. It's pretty scary when if your career is on a platform and you realize how much censorship they actually have. For instance, I don't curse on my videos because it could be censored and you just don't get monetized as much. So it's not full censorship, but it's enough to where it exists.
But but you probably curse in reality either.
Yeah, I do. A little bit here and there.
You're willing to.
Yeah, willing to.
But you're not a cursor, because I would have heard you drop fuck this, fuck that 100 times already.
Yeah, not a big one.
So how were you raised? Both parents, no divorces, Beaver Cleaver family?
Middle class America, Kennesaw, Georgia. Outside Atlanta.
When did you move here?
I moved here in 2015.
So you live here full time now?
Yeah, 8 years.
And you're not worried about people rolling up on you for talking shit on them on YouTube?
Never have. I think it's because my videos have never been personal, and I'm certainly not one of these that like tries to cancel people. Like I think people will sense that in my videos that I try to be objective, and I try to lay out exactly what they're doing wrong from a perspective of like a business. Like, here's the marketing that they use that I don't care for. Here's why they're lying. And so it's never an attack feeling like I'm making a video like a hit piece. And so I think that prevents people from showing up. But I haven't made too many like expose videos where I don't go personal either. I don't expose someone as like, he's not a real whatever, or he's not into this, or his secret wife or something that exposes, some mistress where it could get personal. I mean, I think that's where you start having people show up at your door where you really ruin their life. I've never really done any of that.
Do you know who John Legere is?
No.
The CEO of T-Mobile, or X.
Okay.
You Google him. You'll see a little dispute between him and a influencer again. All of these different things that are coming out nowadays, I'm thinking, what's your opinion on like where to find the truth? Is it Rumble? What platform's like more true? Because YouTube's censored. If they don't like this video because we're talking about them, they might delete it. They might say to you, dude, you're done, and you'd say, oh, dude, dropping bombs is the biggest regret I've ever.
It's crazy, isn't it?
They own you. Yeah,
I truly believe the cliche that every story has three sides, unless there's some concrete proof. If we have a contract that said, I'm going to buy a car from you and I'm going to pay you $100,000, and we have proof that I never sent the money, I stole the car from you, like that's very clear proof that will show in court. But I think a lot of stories have three sides. You have one person's, the other person's.
Yeah, but what if we made a deal to buy the car for $100,000, and then we went out and had dinner to celebrate our deal and started drinking, and the next thing you know, I say, now that I look at that car, it's not really what I want. And you say, okay, let's do it for $80,000. And I say deal, and I shake your hand and I write you a check for $80,000. And then later you say our deal was for $100,000.
Well, when
technically it was, but it changed, and you're omitting that part.
Sure. Yeah. That's certainly an interesting aspect to fraud exposed stories, right? But all of that shows in court, I think.
The only thing that's going through my head is like when I was watching your videos, I'm thinking, how do we do this in reverse? Meaning, this guy's a fake guru. Well, how do you protect? What am I trying to say? In other words, the reverse. Like, how do we You just want to protect the people that fall for those guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word protect. I never wanted to be Superman.
You want to stop them from...
I just try to tell interesting stories. And so if I see some flashy fake guru that I think's a fraud, I'm just going to make a video calling them a fraud. But it's not about like trying to protect people or... Because at the end of the day, they're all responsible for their own behaviors. That's how I was raised. Like, you're responsible for every decision you make. And so, yeah, in some element, it'd be nice to be like the protector of people. But I think that's putting way too much responsibility on me. And
no, but like, why do you go through? Because it looks like you do a lot of research just to bust somebody that you're not necessarily certain about.
Sure. I
like
think it's
Steve Stevens.
Well, I'm for sure about him.
Or Vegas Dave.
Yeah, I'm
like
for
I had
sure
Vegas
about
Dave. I had both of them on the podcast before in the past.
I didn't realize you had Steve Stevens on here.
Yeah,
he's a slick talking dude, man.
He's funny,
$1 million mouthpiece.
Yeah, he's a hilarious dude. But I've known him for a little while, even before I had a podcast. Like I've known him for, at a distance for a while, and then he started doing his sports picking and sports, company and I kind of watched that.
Sports consulting. He's not a better.
He's a bookie killer, not a bookie.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I don't know what he does. I just know every time I see him on TV, he's fucking hilarious. Fair enough.
He's amazing.
I'm coming down there with 2 winners. Absolute blowout winner.
He's amazing.
That's a character.
Very much so.
And then Vegas Dave is a little bit of a character too. However, Vegas Dave, I saw his movie, which, he kind of produced, so it might have made him in a better light than he maybe is. I don't know. But I see people that love both of them and people that hate both of them. They hate each other.
That's right. They do.
but I mean,
I would love to be in the middle of a fight between them.
Have you ever talked to them? Do you know them, or do you just...
No, I've been told that both of them are cool hanging out with me if they wanted to hang out for a moment, but I just haven't made it happen.
I don't know if I'd do that if I were you.
No.
Well, no, because
in public it'd be cool. I'm cool talking to any of these people.
Only if you had video cameras. But dude, I'm telling you,
I'm not afraid.
I would not do that because you literally are talking shit about them.
They got way too much to lose. They know I'm right. That's the problem. They know I'm right.
What are you saying about them?
Well, they don't beat the books. I know executives at the casinos. I just know the whole game. They do not win at the casinos. And so that's my whole claim is they don't win. That's it.
But they don't, you got to add another word to that. They don't win. Yes,
long
they
term.
do.
Win long term.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go to the books and win 4 out of 10, but you lose 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're making the casinos a lot of money. How many casinos have gone up since you moved out here? All the winners, right? All these winners.
That's why they make them, dude. So everyone can come win.
All these winners.
Dude, they want more winners. You know that. They're trying to get everybody wealthy.
Yeah. Sports betting's the most profitable niche, I think, within the casinos. Maybe not, but I know that recently the profit margins on sports betting is so astronomical that if you look at the books of the casinos, like it's the best business to be in. If you wanted to be in a great business right now, start a sports book. The best business. You just ban winners. Such a unique business model that you can start something that allows customers to come in and bet and win and lose, but any winner you ban.
How do you ban them?
So you can do what's called limiting, because none of the casinos will ban. They say that we don't ban anyone, but what they do is essentially limit you. And so any winning sports bettor has about 3 to 6% edge, meaning for every $100 you bet, you'll win 3 to 6. You'll return $103 to $106. And unfortunately, if you aren't able to put down a lot of money, you just can't make it a profitable endeavor. And so what they'll do is they'll limit you to $50 max bet. And so if you're only making 3 to 5%, you can't justify your time being spent placing bets that make you $2. You just can't do it. So they limit you. And you have to play this whole game of getting around the limits, betting through different accounts. There's a whole system.
But by that definition, what you just said, there's somebody out there that picks winners.
People win. I'm very familiar with a few people that win. I got to hang out with Spanky, who's one of the most respected sports gamblers in the world.
Okay, so there are legitimate sports gamblers.
You wouldn't know who they are. That's the joke.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you wouldn't
That's
know who
how
they
I
are.
say people must be stupid to believe that, because if I could pick winners, why the fuck would I be on the internet trying to get you to pay me for picks?
Right, because they ban you. If they know you...
Dude, I'd be fucking betting.
Yeah,
I'd be at the casino or on my yacht watching the wins, watching the games.
If they know your face, they won't allow you in the casinos. So you want to be private. You have what's called runners in a lot of cases, where you have people that place bets for you. This is what Billy Walters did back in the day. He's the most respected
Billy
gambler.
Walters is coming on the podcast.
No. You got Billy Walters?
Sure.
Oh, that's amazing. He's the most respected. I could give you so many great questions to ask, but he had runners.
Dude,
that would go.
How about you give me those great questions and I'll ask them?
Yes, please do. That would be fascinating.
And then I'll hook you up and I'll have them come. Do you have a podcast or no?
If I could get him on my channel, I would absolutely do it. It wouldn't be a video I'd normally make, but it would be incredible.
Billy Walters is a fucking, like,
He's a legend.
Oh, gee.
He's a legend. So he's publicly stated that his win percentage was about 57%.
He did just get out of prison for something. What was it? I don't remember.
So he was accused of insider trading. He was friends with someone who ran a public company. That public company ended up he made millions right before it went public. And so there was belief that there was some insider trading.
Like a Martha Stewart type scandal.
Right. But his such a legendary story, man. Billy's amazing. But anyway.
Dude, he would change lines. He would move the line.
Yes. Do you know how he would do it?
He would send all kinds of different people down to make the same bet.
There you go. Well, that's one. But what he would strategically place a bet. So if you have a line at, let's say, -3, he felt like the line should be at -4, he would bet super heavy on one side. He would essentially bet 250,000. They could sense it was probably his money coming in, and so they'd move the line up to 4, and then he'd bet 750,000 on the 4. And so he would essentially lose the 250 but win the 750. And so there was ways that he would manipulate lines. It's just so fascinating. Legend.
I mean, I bet you when he's in here, if you give me the right questions to ask him, we'll figure out how he did it.
Yeah. Well, he can be public about it because all the casinos know who Billy Walters is, but he would bet through other people. And so what you're doing now is a lot of people would be betting through different accounts.
So he's not allowed to bet?
No casino would take his action. Think about this.
Because he wins too often?
Yeah. If you can flip 3 to 5% every 3 hours, you would take the casino within a couple months. They're bankrupt. With the volume he could put down, he was betting millions a day. You could bankrupt if you're getting 3 to 5% on your money, because the casinos can only handle a typical sports book in Vegas can only their hold is like 3% for some books, maybe up to 9%. And so if you have a big winner, what you would call a whale, come in, if they're placing a lot of money, this is you're familiar with Dana White. A lot of people seem to think he wins. Well, the reason why they banned Dana White is because he is such a big whale that a lot of these smaller casinos can't handle his action. If you're on the wrong side of variance, meaning if someone comes in and they're on a hot streak, which doesn't really exist, but theoretically, if you have a few wins in a row, if you're placing $50,000 a bet on blackjack or whatever game he states he wins, I think it's blackjack, you could get taken for 50, 100, 200,000 a day. Well, these casinos only make maybe 30,000 a day. And so if Dana White comes in with 50 grand a hand or whatever he's betting, you could wipe out the casino in a day. And so they ban him because they truly cannot take his money. They don't have enough money to offset the variance.
If he wins.
Yeah, when he wins. So any type of gambling, you're going to have wins. Long term, you won't win.
One time I walked into I've done this several times, by the way, but I called 5 roulette numbers in a row, and they kicked me off the table.
Oh, roulette is the game he plays. Yeah.
Roulette, I called 5 numbers in a row. I said, it's going to be this number. It was. Boom. This number. It was. Boom. This number. It was.
And
5 in a row. Yeah, they kicked me off the table.
No way.
I don't know how I was doing it, dude. I would just close my eyes and I was picturing a number, and the fucking number would just tell me, it's going to be 11. And I say, it's going to be 11. And it was 11. And then I'm like, I do the same thing, dude. I'm like, it's going to be freaking 17. And then bam, 17. And it's like,
wow. So that's a problem. That's the positive side of variance. Because if you went back and played roulette at another casino, you're going to lose. And so casino
if I would have sat there, I would have lost. Because I mean, eventually, dude, to me, that's lucky. That's plugged into some sort of freaking universal consciousness, like that psychic ability, but it doesn't last forever.
Right. Long term, they're always going to win.
Yeah. How do you know so much about gambling? Are you like a gambling freak?
No, not at all. So I started making videos about Steve Stevens, and then that's when some people started reaching out, and then I had a few people instruct me on how to actually beat the books, and then I, by happenstance, got to hang out with Spanky, who is a legend.
Spanky's legit.
He is as legit as any.
Yeah. So again, guys, listen what he said. He said, the Steve Stevens and the Vegas Daves and all these other people that are out there selling you picks, if they really knew what they were doing, they wouldn't be selling you picks. They'd be picking.
Here's the biggest
now,
tell.
again, what do you say if they were to say response to that? I am picking.
Great. Let's see the tax statements. You're talking about Vegas Dave and Steve Stevens. Yeah. Let's see your casino statements.
So your contention is they don't bet at all. They're mainly
I would not be surprised if they
don't
don't place a single bet. There's also ways that you can go into casinos and do what's called arb betting, where you place a big bet at one casino, big bet at another, and essentially break even on the wins and losses if you know how to do it. And so you can go on social media and go, hey, look, I bet the Mets tonight to win. I won 100 grand, but you lost 100 grand over here on the Mets, and you're breaking even, but you get the social media clout to make it look like you have the winning ticket. So on social media, it's a winning ticket, but you played a game where you could win at one casino, lose at another. You broke even. You didn't make any money, but on social media, you won.
So name like a couple of the top scammers or fake gurus or whatever it is you call them. Name some so the Bomb Squad doesn't get suckered.
Anyone selling sports picks that is in the game of like, I'm going to teach you how to get rich with sports picks, fraud. 100%, no chance they win. 0% chance. I'm so convinced that I will argue anyone to the nth degree on that.
Folks, there's an invite to the Bomb Squad. You know, if there's any gamblers out there that say you can, you know, hit him up.
Yeah.
Let's cause this episode to go viral.
Let's do it. Yeah,
and then tag everybody we're talking about so they see Spencer talking shit about him.
There was a big video. There was a big video I did. This guy Jay Morrison, who I take offense to real estate investors because I love the real estate investing community. So it like hits at home whenever there's a scammer in the real estate investing community. He raised a bunch of money. Yeah, Jay Morrison is the worst.
Who's Jay Morrison?
He's a guy. He plays the persona. He's really really charismatic.
I know, but see what you're doing right now is you're giving him attention.
Sure.
Why would you give him any attention?
I think I can, I don't know, tell the story of how he lost money.
But you just told potentially 1 million people about Jay Morrison. And right now, those motherfuckers had no idea who Jay Morrison was.
I would hope that they, after listening to what I say, that they do not give him money. And so he raised a bunch of money.
But do you realize, I'll let you finish your story, but do you realize that it might backfire on you and you get fucking a bunch of people to fall for Jay Morrison because you named him?
If I say what I'm about to say about Jay Morrison and someone signs up and gives him money, I would like to think that is about the dumbest decision you could ever make. So he had raised a bunch of money to buy buildings. Essentially what Cardone does, right? You raise money, go buy buildings. He never bought any buildings. He's 2 years late on his SEC filings because he won't show the returns because he took all the money and didn't go buy buildings.
Well, dude, that's easy to prove and see.
Yes.
Does he own any buildings?
Yeah, he owns like one office building for his own office, but I don't think it brings any money.
I know, but if I handed you $500 million because you were going to go buy us some buildings, like Cardone does,
I'd be able to show it.
Yeah, I like 3 months later, I could say, "Where's the buildings?" And if you cannot prove that we own buildings, dude, your ass would be in fucking jail.
So it takes a long time, by the way, to that process to go to jail. It's not instant. It's not immediate.
Well, it should be because it's pretty simple. Like, where the fuck's the money?
I agree.
Like, where's the money?
That's why a lot of these scammers can get away with this. Kevin David's another one. He's this e-commerce kid that oversold or overhyped his ability to make you a bunch of money on on Amazon, excuse me. And so he took a bunch of money, $100,000 packages, a done-for-you e-commerce store.
I've heard about those. Matter of fact, I had a couple of those guys on the show. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, people emailed me and said, dude, can you get a hold of those guys? They took my money, didn't do shit. And I'm like, legit? And I said, fuck, dude, I took down their episode. And, you know, I even did an episode on them. Like, hey, I wouldn't do those. By the way, I've never seen a legitimate Amazon drop shipping deal.
Right.
Where you give them X amount of dollars and then they'll
set
you one up.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing because, again, are you dumb? But they do sound pretty real.
Yeah. Some of those stores actually do make money during the drop shipping stage. It was only when Amazon and Walmart struck down that it all kind of went under.
Yeah, but they seem really legit, and it's like, dude, that's a pretty good deal. I give you fucking 40 G's. You're gonna set some shit up for me, and it's gonna make me an average of $3,000 to $8,000 a month in profit. And they're like, yeah.
It actually was happening. It was happening for a short period of time.
I wish that would have stayed happening.
I know, I agree. Yeah, but
how come every time you find something good, it turns into a scam?
Our parents taught us too good to be true. You stay away, right?
I invested in a deal where they said, hey, you know, people that get in lawsuits, they're getting paid. Takes 90 days to get paid, and so
I was gonna talk about this. I did. What's the guy's name?
That lawyer that
I made a short on this.
The FBI.
You were involved in that? Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah,
dude,
I've read the story.
There's a guy named Chris. So I'm at the gym. He tells me about it for 2 or 3 years. Now I'm a smart motherfucker when it comes to this shit because I grew up on the street. I was kicked out at 16 years old. So like I literally grew up on the street. I grew up hustling. So I mean, like, I can spot a fucking hustle better than most. Mm-hmm. So I'd say, no, this don't sound right. So I give 100 G's and I'll get back, for example. Well, they get back 125 and then they want half and I'll take half, which is 12% a year or 12% a quarter every 90 days. Yeah. So I can give them $100,000. I'll get back $112,000. They like, I'll do that all day long. And if anyone wouldn't, they're stupid, especially every quarter.
And he's a lawyer. You could trust him,
They're
right?
lawyers. They do that. I know there's a lot of people in town that got whacked by that. Judges, lawyers, like other lawyers.
Beasley was his last name, right?
I think so.
But
well, one was Beasley. There was a couple of them in there. Jeff something. There was a couple of them in there. But the main lawyer was Beasley Law because that's where I fucking sent the money to. But anyway, at the end of the day, I thought, okay, after 2 years, too good to be true, too good to be true. 2 of my buddies are in it. And they're showing me the deposits. They're showing me the checks. They got $1 million in. The other one had almost 2 million in. And I'm seeing the checks every quarter. I'm like, dude, no shit. Too good to be true. There's got to be something wrong with this. Like, they can't be real. 2 years went by. I keep seeing the money. Finally, I said, okay, fine. Here's some dough. Let's see it happen. Payment came. I'm like, fuck, this is unbelievable. Payment came. I'm like, dude, this is fucking unreal. I'm about to put all my money in it. And I'm about to call Grant and every other motherfucker I know with money and say, you got to see this. Like, this is, this is unbelievable. But fortunately, I didn't get the third payment. I'm like, third payment, all crashed. Guy was in a shootout with the FBI. Turns out to be a $600 million Ponzi scheme.
Once the Ponzi collapses, it all goes to zero.
Fuck, dude, come on. And I knew better. Like, dude,
it's wild, listen, isn't it? You're a savvy, successful business owner, and you still fell for it.
And my ass knew better. That's why I'm not real. I mean, I hope someday we'll get it back, because now it's in receivership and all that shit. And they had a lot of the assets they were buying with the money still. But I always say, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. That's the rule I preach. Like, if someone says, Brad, what would you do? I'd say, dude, let me tell you, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Meaning, I don't care what the fuck they're telling you.
Would you argue that the best investment any young dude can make is in starting a business?
Not the best, but it's a good one.
Yeah. I think
the best investment they can make is in themselves. Sure. Meaning,
that's like a little cliche, but you can go to.
It's not a cliche. It's for real though.
You can go to 10 Tony Robbins conferences and still show nothing for it. So what I'm saying is,
no. If you invest in yourself properly, meaning, like, let's say you don't have the wherewithal, the ability to sell, close, and persuade, the confidence, and the best investment wouldn't be in a business because you'd fucking crash the business. The best investment would be in those skill sets.
Agreed.
Assuming you acquire them, obviously.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, once you're like, okay, now I'm capable, then the next best investment would definitely be in a business. Because
okay, so skills is what you would say. I agree there. I thought
mindset,
you meant
skill set, and habits.
I just hear all these gurus talk about the best investment you can make is in yourself, and it's always their conference. It's like, you don't really get much out of a conference.
Because they want you to pay for the training that they're selling you.
But if you get the skills, skills.
And by the way, a lot of those, because again, I don't know if you know what we do here, but one of my companies is Lightspeed, where we have all these gurus.
Yeah, you sell.
That's why I'm asking, who are they? Because I don't know if we have any fake gurus. Like,
most
you haven't
of them are great,
any.
by the way. Most are great.
I know, but you haven't named any, so I'm thinking good, because I don't want to.
I've named a few, like the Kevin Davids. They were
like
fake
Grant
gurus.
Cardone's a client, not a scam. He does sales training.
Yeah.
What he does behind the doors, I don't know his business, but his sales training is not a scam. It's just his way of doing sales training. Now, do I think it's better than mine? No. But then people say, well, Brad, you don't do sales training. Not really. No. Why? Because I used to, but I didn't, because now I'm a big software guru. Don't have to. But my point is, all these people that claim I'll teach you something, they say what you just said, which is, invest in yourself, because you should. But the question is with whom?
Yes.
As long as all you got to do, if you want to verify the guru, that's why I bought that Verified Guru's website. Because I was going to say, if you want a verified guru, go here and I'll tell you if they're full of shit or not. Because all you have to do to see if somebody's full of shit or not, number one, I always say, show me your bank statements. Show me your fucking bank account, dude. Why? Because, dude, I don't keep money in the bank. Lying motherfucker, show me your money market accounts then. Show me your fucking life insurance policies then. Show me something.
Yeah, because income coming into the business account.
Dude, if you got money, you can prove it.
Right.
If you got money,
equity in something,
you can prove it.
Or you can show an office space showing I own that building, or my business operates out of this building. Something to show for it. Yeah,
so if you're trying to select a guru, just select one that has evidence.
Yeah, agreed. And so a lot of my videos were about the marketing, and that was a couple years ago. I've kind of transitioned into different style content now, but a lot of the marketing I felt was very unethical. Same thing with the Amazon stores, where you come out and say, I'll help you make $5,000 to $8,000 a month for a $20,000 for my e-commerce store. And I was the guy saying, put a pause. Same thing with crypto. Crypto was, the best Ponzi scheme ever created was crypto. The best. We've never seen anything like it. NFTs and crypto. It's amazing. They just all of a sudden came out of nowhere, and everyone's like, this is the next big thing. Everyone on socials promoting their own little coin or whatever, and it's all just a Ponzi scheme. And it goes up, and I was the guy saying, hold up, invest in real estate. Please, exit your money now, invest in real estate. What did it do? Of course, crashed 80%, 90%.
No, not that much.
Oh, yeah. Overall, most of the altcoins, I'm not speaking about Bitcoin, most of the altcoins, all the altcoins getting promoted on social media, which I felt was such a scammy
I know a guy by the name of Chase.
Okay. Chase Hero?
Yeah.
Heard of him?
That motherfucker's not no joke, dude. I've seen
a lot of dough.
I've seen his Ethereum account over 300 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Serious dough.
Oh, he's got all the toys. Like I talked to him. I know him. I don't know him that well. Like, again, I can't vouch for him because
but you know him enough for him to show him.
I know his cars are real. His fucking account is real.
Absolutely.
And I know he really is Jake Paul's buddy and Logan's buddy. And, you know, I think he's legit as it gets, but some people will say, well, he got that money by ill-gotten gains and blah. No, he got it through Ethereum. You can see his Ethereum account. Matter of fact, I'll show you a picture of it if you want.
Wow.
I took a screenshot of it.
That's pretty wild.
301 million. And this was a couple months ago. Has it gone up? I bet you it has, which means so is his fucking balance.
Mm-hmm.
He said at one point in time he was a billionaire, but he was sleeping when it happened.
That's pretty incredible. That was a get rich quick scheme that worked.
Yeah, but it's legit. Dude, he makes money doing it.
Yeah, no, I get it. But it still stands that whoever bought Bitcoin and 5 years later, or 2017, 2016, or 2015, whatever the run up was.
I'll bet you dollar for dollar, Bitcoin is the absolute best investment in the history of the world.
Probably is. Yeah. In a 10-year time frame.
Someone came to me originally when it was like fucking cheap, like $7 cheap. And I'm like, well, what do you do with it? And they're like, well, it's a digital, they were trying to explain it. And I'm like, well, I don't get it. Can I use it at the store? I was looking for furniture at the time. And I said, so right now, if I had Bitcoin, can I go give it to that furniture store and get furniture? They're like, well, no, they'd have to take the Bitcoin. I'm like, well, who takes Bitcoin? They're like, there's people out there that'll take it. And I'm thinking, this is stupid. And this was back when they were giving, 10 Bitcoin for a pizza or 1,000 Bitcoin for a pizza or something stupid. And it was cheap, dude. And I fucking could have bought some. And I would have probably paid 10 grand. I probably would have said, here, let me get 10 grand worth. So it was $7 a pop. 10 grand worth would have been
1,300 or so?
No, like 1,000 would be 7,000. So 10 grand would be, about
1,300 Bitcoin.
1,300 fucking Bitcoin I would have had.
Look at you. You could have been rich.
Yeah, well, thankfully it still worked out. But it would have been much better having 1,300 Bitcoin.
Yeah, and then you could buy some of these courses that I talk about.
Dude, I'd buy them all. I'd buy them all because the best investment is in myself.
Yeah, I would agree.
Dude, but hey, I like the work that you're doing out there because you probably have staved off a couple people from getting pinched.
Absolutely, yeah. My purpose was never to like save people and be the hero or anything. I just like making interesting videos about topics I find interesting. But it is nice whenever people reach out and just say, I just enjoy hearing, what I enjoy most is when people say, I have a little bit more of a skeptical eye. That's it. When I see something that sounds too good to be true, I look into it further. If that's my influence on the world, I'm very happy.
Hey, you want to spend an hour a week with me helping you become a business badass? Well, check out my group in the link below. It says here, the teams put key talking points that I could. They give me suggestions. Real estate, obviously. Mm-hmm. Course on house hacking.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Talk about that. You have a course on house hacking.
Yeah. Yep. So back in 2016, I started house hacking, which is essentially you buy a house and rent out all the rooms. And the theory is that you'll live for free. The rental income will offset the living expenses. And so I've lived for free for 7 years now. And it's something that I built up. Yeah, I do it right now.
You got a bunch of roommates?
Yeah. Yep.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Dude, ain't you ready for a house of your own?
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for Mr. Moneyberg, I'd be in a much better financial position. But
who's Moneyberg? Derek Moneyberg.
Derek Moneyberg, one of my favorite gurus on social media.
Yeah, but he's got you financially strapped somehow.
Yeah.
How?
I've spent $282,000 on a lawsuit, which unfortunately has wiped out all my funds. So
well, number one, dude, you got to be careful which guru you piss off.
I would agree with that. Yep.
And the richer the guru, the worse it is, because some of them can bury you in legal expenses and knock a brother out.
Yeah. Thankfully, here in Nevada, we have the anti-slap statute, so I'm protected. It's just a matter of getting to the finish line. And so he's going to lose. I'm going to get a judgment against him.
You're 100% sure of it?
I'm as close to 100% as humanly possible. Yeah. He has
no
legal standing against me.
You sure about that?
He has no legal standing against me.
You sure about that?
Yeah. In a courtroom, not a single person on a jury would ever even listen to what he says, let alone.
As your lawyers went and got clips of statements he made and claims he made, and then he refutes it as like almost methodical as you do on your videos?
No, I've done a lot of that work myself.
Did you feed it to your lawyers?
Yeah, mostly the domestic violence case he had, the arrests he's had.
Oh, so he's suing you for defamation, saying that you're talking shit that's not true about him.
That's what he alleges.
And then you're going and you're finding the evidence to say, motherfucker, it's all true.
Yeah, so a defamation case is more about did you know that something was false or true? And so I interviewed someone. I just simply interviewed a reputable source, and that person said some things about Derek. I didn't even actually say anything. And so that's why he has no case against me. I just interviewed someone. I'm a reporter. And so he has no legal standing against me. But since he sued me, we've looked into his matters further, and we have presented to the courts our findings.
Do you think there's anything criminal?
He's never been arrested to my knowledge or gone to jail.
But what you've discovered and provided to the courts, do you think that would get him in any kind of criminal litigation?
I don't believe so, no.
So you think it's just going to get the case thrown out?
For me specifically, yeah.
What if Moneyberg listens to my show?
I hope he does.
He probably will. Like I said, he's been on it.
Good. I hope he does, and I hope he understands that it's going to be a very exciting time in my life where I get to pursue him for the $300,000 he'll owe me.
Have you ever met him in person?
I have.
Dude, he's starting to do jujitsu. He's a big old dude. Looks almost like
he would kill me if he sit on me.
He looks almost like.
You know what? I actually shouldn't speak because when I speak about his physique, he actually gets very offended. So I shouldn't speak about that.
Why? What do you say?
He was very offended, and he included in the lawsuit that he didn't like that I mentioned that his man boobs were against Instagram's terms of service. That's what his account got deleted at one moment, and I commented on YouTube.
You might have been the inspiration behind his fitness
I hope so.
journey.
If he
started working out, he's doing jujitsu.
So as part, and I need to include that he did include in our case, he did include pictures of his body fat calipers to prove that he's not fat. I can't say it with a straight face. Oh my gosh, he's a unique character. I won't give my opinion on him, but.
He's interesting. He's an interesting character. I call him on the podcast. Go listen to it.
Yeah.
I say, dude, you're a fucking character.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting there laughing at him because, dude, he's a fucking character.
Yeah.
But, dude, who isn't a character? You're a fucking character. Dude, I attract characters. Everybody in my life seems to be a motherfucking character.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you need to be successful to be a character. I think you need to be a character to be successful. I've never met anybody who's successful that ain't a character.
Right.
Name somebody that's successful, but they're not a character.
Yeah. And
name somebody.
To be clear, I have no ill will against Derek Moneyberg. I think he's fine. I don't think he's a scammer or a fraudster or any of these things. He just came at me because he's trying to bully me in court. And it's quite annoying given that all the things I know about him. Think about this. Here's what I tell people. He's suing me for a video I made telling explain certain things that we believe are true. He's probably going to spend $500,000 trying to silence me. So what do I know? I'll leave it at that.
And then when he loses, he owes you your legal fees.
He will be paying every dollar.
So he will be ultimately sorry that he messed with you.
I think it'll be a worse situation for him in the long run. Instead of just letting the videos play out. These were videos I made in 2020, by the way. They were irrelevant. No one watched them. It was like 15,000 views.
Well, because you're such a youngin', let me give you some advice. You want some?
Sure.
Stay out of lawsuits if you can.
I agree.
Like nobody wins in a lawsuit. If everybody paying attention in the bomb squad, if I can influence you at all, I would influence you to stay out of lawsuits at all costs. Now, again, not to run from a fucking fight where you need to be a man and sue that motherfucker or defend that suit. But you see what I'm saying? Like, in other words, don't run and be a pussy. But at the end of the day, stay out of lawsuits if you can. I've had people come up and where I could have sued people. I could have sued friends and clients of mine and won. But it's wise to stay out of lawsuits. So I stay out of lawsuits, dude.
It's emotionally draining. It's financially draining on a guy like me who's not a high earner.
Not only that, but dude, what if you were a high earner? It'd be more costly.
Right.
Freeze your records. Don't throw those away. Here's a fucking injunction, deposition after deposition after deposition. Fees. Stupid.
You're just the target. You become a bigger target, essentially.
It's stupid.
Because they know you have the money. And lawyers are the best at billing hours. They just bill and bill and bill and bill. Like, what are you really doing? How much do you really cost?
Go do a fake fucking guru buster on that, like fucking lawyers.
Yeah, I very much despise the legal system in America.
Well, dude, it's set up. It's corrupt.
Very much so. And it's all for the lawyers.
And what you need to do to hire the best attorneys is see which ones are the best friends with the judges. Why? Because if you got lawyers and judges that know each other on a personal level and you don't think that fucking influences their shit, you're crazy.
I agree.
Someone would be like, well, Brad, that wouldn't necessarily be legal, would it?
Yeah, who are you going to sue? Go look sue a lawyer?
Just go study what's going on in the U.S. government right now. Hunter Biden's laptop, as an example. It's no question of what's on that fucking laptop. The only question is, how come Hunter's not in jail? How come Hunter's not indicted? They've got Donald Trump indicted on a bunch of nonsense, but Hunter Biden, who was smoking crack and having sexual relations with underage females, which, again, like I ain't judging the guy, but isn't that against the law? Then why isn't he in jail? How come they have evidence of it and it's not in jail?
Evidence for us to see, too,
How come money is being filtered back to the Biden family? Allegedly. I'm saying allegedly because I don't want a black helicopter to kill me or anything. But at the end of the day, it's like, who's this stupid to believe stupid shit? You know, like, how dumb do you have to be in some of these things to where nobody says shit? So if you look at that, dude, you realize the government's corrupt.
Oh yeah. Once you realize how corrupt America is, it kind of opens your mind. We're kind of born and raised with this like vision of such a great country that we all abide by these morals and ethics. And then when you actually kind of get a little older, go through life experiences, you realize like, oh wow.
It's who you know, bro.
Oh my gosh. And the legal system is never more clear.
And that's what Andrew Tate said and got vilified over. Mm-hmm. All he said was, I'd rather live in like Romania or someplace where I can afford the corruption because you cannot afford the corruption here.
Right. Oh, that's an interesting point.
Because it's, again, the top of the top of the top of the top. You got to be the fucking governors and senators. I mean, like, how does Nancy Pelosi get a net worth of over $100 million?
Really savvy trading, of course. She took Derek Moneyberg's course. I had to include that in there. She learned how to beat the markets, of course.
Hey, that's pretty funny. But that would only help Derek Moneyberg. I'll bet you anything I had Bomb Squad members sign up for Derek Moneyberg.
Yeah, maybe.
You want to hear from the Bomb Squad if they used Derek Moneyberg?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to.
So there you go, Bomb Squad. Listen,
if he's a great coach, if his information is great, I just from the real estate side, we had a source that knows the person who actually created the real estate course, not Derek Moneyberg. According to them.
Yeah, but a lot of gurus do that.
I don't like that at all.
I know, but a lot of gurus do it. Because again, like, let's say, for example, I built this big old brand where you trust Brad Lee.
Right.
So Brad Lee says, fucking, I'll teach you everything. Now you come in and I say, listen, I'm not the best fucking real estate guy in the world, but my buddy fucking Spencer is. Spencer's going to show you exactly how to fucking house hack. And that's what you're doing anyway.
Well, that's an expert though. You hired an expert.
I know, but that's all I'm saying. They do that sometimes. So it's not them teaching
so
the course.
We're arguing something a little different here. I'm speaking about someone who's not an expert creating the course.
So he just hired some college kid to write a random ass course. That
is what we're arguing in court because we have a source that shared that with us. Yes.
Oh. Dude, you shouldn't even be talking about it. You got a court case open. Now Derek's going to be chopping this up and using it against you. Hey, Derek. Hey, by the way, I was going to say, have you seen Derek lately? Because I mean, like, last time I seen him, he was starting to get in shape.
We had a private conversation during his deposition here.
But he's a big dude.
He's big. Yeah. He could seriously hurt me if he sat on me.
He could hurt you if he punched you.
I hope he does.
You're not worried about.
I hope he does. If he walks in here, I would hope he punched me. You kidding me?
You'd take
the biggest payday of my life.
You'd take a beating for a little paycheck.
Oh, of course. It would end. The pain I experienced through the litigation process is nothing compared. It is 10x worse than a punch. I could take a punch.
So who else should the Bomb Squad be leery and weary of?
I think just anyone over promoting, anyone over hyping.
No, I mean, but name specific.
Well, any
like right now,
bettors.
if the Bomb Squad said, hey, I don't know Derek Moneyberg, but I looked him up and I see what he's offering. You think I should do it? What would your advice be?
Derek Moneyberg specifically, I won't give an answer.
Okay, how about Grant Cardone? Like if Grant Cardone said, hey, send me your money.
I would be very hesitant with Cardone. Here's why. I know of a few of his deals that are underwater right now. And the commercial space,
I think.
Aren't
all deals underwater right now?
No.
Okay.
No. My deals certainly aren't. But his deals, a couple of them I've been given information.
I wouldn't think he's a variable kind of guy. I think he was probably smart enough to get fixed loans, no?
That's not how the commercial space works. I think he had a couple floating rate loans. I believe. I would love to know the truth. I had someone send me information who had access to some of his loans and showed proof that he was underwater on 3 properties. Again, nothing's happened, so like no one's lost money yet, but I would just be hesitant, especially anyone raising money for large apartment deals at this moment. Interest rates are really high. Anyone with a floating rate mortgage.
What about when you find people that are willing to do subject to financing?
I love Pace Morby, man.
What about subject to financing that happen to have low interest rates? Like that's a bonus right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone following Pace Morby, buy anything. Yeah. He's the man. He is
Pace Morby. That's my boy too. Oh, Pace, you're saying thumbs up on Pace Morby.
Double thumbs up. I love Pace.
Double thumbs up on my man Pace.
Yeah.
And what about Jumanji?
Jamil Damji. I've been to his house, actually.
I call him Jumanji.
That's so funny.
But dude, those guys I like.
They're great.
Yeah.
So my whole plan.
And by the way, just for the Bomb Squad, I've said, and I know a bunch of Bomb Squad went to Pace from me because I brought him on.
Good.
And Jamil, but they're legit.
Absolutely.
Like they're showing you, they're working with you, they're doing it. And it's real. And man, I'm like, so everybody out in the world right now listening to this, or forward it to somebody if you know somebody, this will help me out massively, that you know that someone wants to sell their property and they are open to subject to terms. Send me a DM. Send me an email, send me a text, get a hold of me, and just simply say subject to, man. I'm interested in all those deals.
There's also other types of owner financing, which I've done before. I bought a fourplex.
Any good ones where there's like not a lot of, to worry about?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's what's called owner will carry. Have you ever heard of that term before?
Isn't that subject to, basically?
No. So owner will carry is essentially where the owner does not have a mortgage on the property. So I bought a fourplex. Nellis and Owens up in the Northeast, where the fourplexes are. I bought a property for $260,000. I put $20,000 down, and I essentially got the loan from the owner of the property because he did not have a mortgage. So I took title. 30-year fixed.
He's willing to do that. How old was he?
He was middle-aged, probably late 40s, early 50s.
So what if he don't last that long?
He was what you call a tired landlord. Well, then it goes to the kids or his wife.
Okay, so he's just saying, fuck it.
Yeah,
pay me X.
You get what we call absentee landlords. These are landlords outside of the state, and they just say, I'm done with that property. It needs a little work. I'm just tired of the property manager, whatever. You just need to find a few.
I want those. I want them all.
They're great. And so I bought the property.
I want them all, folks. Don't call this clown. Call me.
I bought the property for $260. It was worth $300, and it was seller finance, so I didn't even no credit check, no background check, no.
See, I want
financing.
all those.
Yeah, they're great.
Or people like, hey, I'm in a bind. I'm way behind. I'm willing to make a deal.
Yeah, but I want them. I don't want them to go to you. I want them.
I know, but I want them. You've had enough.
How about I find them and then you finance me? How about
that? You can middleman it if you want to.
Yeah, and I'll house hack it. I'll rent by the room. I'll manage it. I'll deal with all the headaches.
Hey, as long as they're but my listeners, send them to me. And then I'll run them by you, and I'll middleman.
Oh, I see. I take a fee. I take a very expensive fee. I take a 50% equity fee for any consulting.
If the deal makes sense, I'm willing to do any deal.
So let me give you an idea.
But I don't need consulting. What I need is the deal.
Right.
In other words, I can see if it's a deal or not myself. What do I need you to consult me on?
I am an expert in this area, and I think you could run into a lot of issues if you don't know what you're doing.
Such as?
If you were talking about the rent by room strategy.
No, I'm not renting by room.
Oh, come on. I'm going to convince you.
I want the one like Pace is doing where somebody's about to get screwed somehow, got divorced. Who knows why? They just got a lot of
headaches with that one, keep in mind.
I know, but they just got to go.
Yep.
Okay. And so they're willing to do subject to, or owner will carry, either one, to where you walk in there and you say, okay, here is $100,000 or 10,000, whatever the deal is. Go away. Put the house in my name. If I don't do what I'm saying I'll do, you get it back. So there's no credit check. There's no nothing. And then I take the house. I bring in my contractor buddy. I go whap and make it fucking look nice. Throw some kick-ass furniture in there with a almost like a staging designer where it looks fucking sexy, and bam, turn it into a freaking.
And make sure to pass your contract to John Beasley, your attorney, so he can look over it and make sure to review it.
But I'd just show it to Ryan Pineda. Yeah, Pineda.
Mm-hmm. He's great.
So, in other words, I would just turn it into a little bed and breakfast or some shit that 3 times the rent. Because like you said, you rent out 5 bedrooms, you'll get more than one. I thought they're doing it all day long.
Airbnb? It's not legal. You got to get a permit. Huh. So this is where rent by room comes in.
That's legal?
Yeah. This area, I live right.
Hey, by the way, before I forget, where do people go get that course?
You can DM me on Instagram. It's a Kajabi. I use Kajabi, which probably hurts your ears.
Doesn't hurt me. It's just you didn't know any better.
Yeah, I didn't know any better. How about
Spencer Cornelia 1.
Yeah, that's Instagram.
DM him and go get a Kajabi. And by the way, you getting a hand Kajabi or a blow Kajabi, but you're not getting a training system.
There you go. That's
the only training system out there is Lightspeed VT.
There you go. There's a little plug. So anyway, the Airbnb is illegal in Las Vegas. Still,
how much revenue are you doing on that course?
I've only sold 4 so far. I haven't started promoting it. I haven't promoted it at all.
Well, you're promoting it right now, sounds like. So what's it cost?
$297.
Okay, and you've only sold 4.
Yep.
And you're delivering it through Kajabi.
Correct.
Okay, so what if I showed you a way that you could deliver it in a way better system, right? And make more money than you're going to not doing that.
Ooh, I like more money.
Yeah, it's more money because again, when you drive people into Kajabi, what are you serving them inside of there? Basically.
Video courses, assets, documents, A video. Correct.
Any testing, any tracking, any accountability, any role play, any exercise, any questions.
I haven't added it.
Any offers?
No.
So that means everyone that sees it, they're not going to you're not going to be able to collect any extra data. You're not going to make any extra offers. Why? Because you didn't know to. And that's the problem. Most people that put courses on Kajabi, they think a course is just a course when in reality, that course is a mechanism to where now I can ask questions, customize the course to you, and serve up additional offers that make sense based on the data that I asked within the course with the interactivity. You see what I'm saying? So right now you just have a linear video. Someone's going to watch it. If you had a system like Lightspeed, you'd be able to pop up, ask questions along the way, know your client 10 times better, get all that data, which is valuable. And then based on that data, at the end, serve them whatever is going to help them next. Right in the content to where you're not emailing them later and sending out another email blast. It's just asking them. And then if they don't engage in your next, ascension ladder, value ladder, whatever you want to call it, well, then, of course, it can always fire off and start dripping on them like you do now anyway. But I always say, if you got to drip on your customer, dude, you probably should see a doctor. You shouldn't be dripping on people, really, should you?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the system's not optimized. I'm not building a huge course business.
I'll close you later on that. But dude, you need to move to Lightspeed. Kajabi, dude, is just a hosting solution to host a video.
Correct.
You want a training system that can build a community. You can text people through it. You can role play people. You can build a community to where, dude, you eventually have fucking masterminds, real estate masterminds.
Yeah.
Because that course on house hacking, dude, there's other things that I guarantee you these people want and need that you're not providing or even offering. Would you agree?
Yeah, could be.
So how do you identify those potential revenue sources, embed them within the video course itself, put them in an environment where people actually learn, right? With repetition, accountability, community, forums, discussion tabs, live streams, with opportunities for 3-day events, live events, workshops, investment groups, masterminds, all built in, leaderboards, badges, etc., all built in. And now all you do is feed it. Now, what if you fed it with a fucking free course? Because, dude, if you give away a little free, they're either going to like you or they're not. Do you think people will buy you more if they like you or don't like you?
Yeah, obviously like you.
Yeah, so now you have a way to deliver people into something that isn't just a fucking video on a thumbnail. It's a system.
Right.
And now and through this experience, you're asking questions and collecting data. Even if they don't buy, dude, you get this data, and the data could be valuable depending on what you ask. And then from that data, at the end or at the middle or whenever is appropriate, you offer whatever else can help them with what they're really trying to accomplish beyond your course. Because if I took your course on house hacking, what does that tell you? It's almost like a lead magnet. Like your course right now should be the fucking lead magnet to the real shit, bro.
Yeah, I like it.
But that's just because that's what I do. That's what I showed Grant Cardone. I showed a lot of people how to make a lot of money doing this. And that's what Lightspeed does, bro.
Yeah.
Now, Kajabi is like, in our system, we have a training center. That's what Kajabi is. Like they sold you a training center.
Right.
Well, you need a system, number one. And then you need to know how to promote the shit out of it. Because if you don't promote the Kajabi course, it's not going to make much money either.
Correct.
That's why you've only sold 4 at $297. How much did it cost you to make?
Probably a couple grand.
Yeah. So, you're almost broke even.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I'll close you later. Anybody that wants it, you can get it on Kajabi. You don't have to wait for it to be on Lightspeed, even though should be. But go to Kajabi, or where do they go?
Well,
just
the thing
DM
is,
you?
you can DM me. I haven't even promoted it because my main channel is not real estate focused.
I know, but dude, you're promoting it right now.
Yeah.
You realize you could have 100 million people DM you.
That'd be amazing. So I started a second YouTube channel that's going to be more real estate focused, and the intentions were to make. How many subscribers? 250. I only put up one video so far.
So how did you get 500,000 on this other one? Do you think it's by luck, or is there a formula?
There's certainly a formula to all of this, which could be like a 3-hour conversation. But yeah, I certainly benefited from a trend wave, which is the fake guru space was needing some voices to counterculture the fake gurus.
Let's figure out some way where we can collab, where you come in here to fake guru me and you fuck up and accidentally.
Confronting Bradley.
Yeah, but you accidentally fucking confirm me.
Yeah. Confront to confirm.
Like get in your car, get in your car and be like, fucking this whole Bradley motherfucker, everybody talking about he's real and all this shit and blah, do your thing. And then drive over to confront me out of my bedroom.
Be a nice little marketing piece for you.
Or out of my little shitty fucking 2-bedroom hellhole over in Chinatown.
Oh, is he legit?
Huh?
Is he legit?
Yeah, and then you roll up and you go, what the fuck is this? Hold on. Hey, what the fuck is it? Holy shit, what the fuck? This dude real deal, Holyfield.
Yeah. My audience wouldn't enjoy it.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
See, nobody wants the truth. They just want a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Not really.
That's why Andrew Tate's so fucking popular right now.
Not always. No, it's just my audience.
Andrew Tate, what do you think of him?
I don't really have an opinion.
Guru or fake?
I don't really have an opinion. I don't know.
But guru or fake?
I'm so disinterested in Andrew Tate, though. Like, everyone's talked about him. I just don't care.
Is that why you're disinterested? Is that a little bit of haterade from you?
No, I actually like a lot of it. I like a lot of what he does.
But why are you tired of talking about him if he's so
popular? Because everyone
popular?
talked about him for so long.
Why do you dislike that?
Because I don't know the full truth. I don't know if he
nobody knows.
Committed crimes or not. So I can't give my full opinion. I like a lot of what he says.
You don't know if Derek Moneyberg has either.
In regards to what specifically? Committed crimes?
I just know that he's like your nemesis.
In some ways, yeah.
Meet Kevin's nemesis was Grant.
Got it.
You and Derek Moneyberg are the next Grant and Meet Kevin.
Yeah, but this will be a clear winner in this fight.
What happened with the Meet Kevin and Grant debacle?
I think they just privately just said no more. I think Meet Kevin talked to him at a conference or something, and Cardone was like, "Hey, I get it, but just don't show." Oh no! Actually, I forgot. Kevin showed up to his office, and Cardone sued him or something, or got him.
Yeah, Kevin showed up at his office one time and started passing out chrysanthemums on Christmas.
Showed up with an elf suit
security,
or something?
Yeah, and security tossed his ass out.
That's way too far. That's way too far. I think that's pretty uncalled for.
Yeah, well, that's where he crossed the line, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. If it's all on YouTube, it's all fun and games. But yeah, once you start showing up somewhere, crossing the line.
Well, you better hope Moneyberg don't show up at your house.
I hope he does. I will give him my address.
No, you will not.
I will send him my address.
Foolish
I got
move.
security cameras. I got everything.
Foolish move. What were we talking about earlier?
We were talking about, I don't know, something with real estate.
You don't piss off people with money.
I'm not pissing them off. I just want to have a talk with them.
I know, but like when people have money, especially if they're from the wrong side of the tracks, meaning like myself, I grew up on the streets and then I got money. So now
you have way too much to lose though.
I know, but now I know people that don't have much money, but I know them and I know what they would do for money. And like, if I were a thuggy guy, which I'm not, I know people that I could call because you're fucking with me, and I'd fucking have random people show up at your house and fuck with you. And all I'd be doing is spending a little bit of my money. And then again, they would never connect it to me.
You hope?
Well, that's what you do hope, which is why I recommend
you got way too much to lose.
Nobody do this plan because 9 times out of 10, you end up in fucking jail and there's a big old thing on you one day because you're a fucking idiot. You ever see those people that like get their husbands killed and shit?
Yeah, those are
and then
pretty
there's
ugly
stings.
stories. Yeah.
Like, dude, just
going to jail for life.
Dude, if you follow me at all, you already know my rules. Like, be ethical. Like, don't be a fucking piece of shit. Like, fucking do the right thing whether someone's looking or not. Take care of your girl. Don't be a freaking dirtbag. Don't be a fucking cheater. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't think money's more important than relationships because they're not. It's not. Relationships are more important than money. You want me to prove it to you? Where does money come from?
The Fed.
No, it comes from relationships.
Oh.
Of some kind.
I thought it came from a tree.
Well, you're talking about paper, but I'm talking about money comes from relationships.
Yeah,
Where'd you receive your money from? A relationship with YouTube, a relationship with the consumer, with the advertiser, with your grandma gave you some. Your fucking, whether it's a customer, it's a relationship of some kind.
Yeah, your network. They help you out. You make more money.
Right. So let's call that relationships.
Absolutely.
So if money comes from relationships and you want more money, would it make sense to just get more relationships?
I agree.
So
prove that network, right?
Exactly. You nurture the relationship. Now, there's some people out there that they focus on the money because the money's what's important. They're like, fuck you. 'Cause I made the mistake, even with Grant. Again, everyone's like, I thought you guys were a lot closer. Well, we used to be a lot closer when we first started hanging out because I showed him how to make millions and millions of dollars. The problem came when he had to give me my piece. He didn't necessarily like that as much, so he wanted to renegotiate. Well, I don't like that shit. Don't be changing no damn deals now that we're fucking dancing, dog.
Oh, that's where that little contract question came up. That was deep down from Grant Cardone, it sounds like. We had an agreement for $100 grand. You're like, what happens if we go get drunk and change it to 80 grand?
No.
What happened?
No. That was because that was to prove a point that you can't always listen to one person's side of the story because they may have omitted that.
Yeah.
Me and Grant never renegotiated.
Got it.
He honored it for a long time. And I showed him how to make a bunch of money, and the deal was I'll do this, you do that, and here we go. And then when we get there, because again, it's a lot of money. I don't blame him. It's a lot of money. But what I did was, fuck you, bro. Pay me my motherfucking money. And then which caused him to say, well, fuck you, bro. Like, and so then.
Sounds like the next big celebrity boxing match.
Oh, I'd dust his ass. He doesn't want nothing to do with me. But that's irrelevant, dude. He's only like 5'8", and he's way older. So it wouldn't be a fair move. That'd be like me against you.
Fair.
It wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. Depends on what kind of fight I got in me, right?
But anyway, listen, here's the funny part. The funny part is I made a mistake focused on the money. All he wanted was a better deal. So I chose the money. Fuck you, bro. Give me my money. When I should have said, dude, we've made a lot of fucking money together. You're a good dude. I fucking love you to death. No problem. Let's make a new deal and go from there. Why? Because I made a lot of money. I could have just fucking said, I care about the relationship more. And then I would have said, no problem. And we would have probably done a lot more business than we've done by me bitching about it and saying, no, fuck you. So I probably cost myself, I say 20, 30 million, maybe more, who knows? By choosing the money over the relationship. And a lot of people do that in business. So that's why I say, choose the relationship over money, because in the long run, and that's what we're really trying to.
If you ever want to shine a light on someone doing scrupulous things, now you got a connection. If you ever want a little publicity about a story that involves unethical behavior, I'm your guy.
Well, again, I mean, I wouldn't do that only because, like, dude, we didn't have an agreement that we couldn't renegotiate. So you see what I'm saying? Like, in other words, I'm a nice guy, so I don't hold grudges. So when I think about it, and it's like, dude, I probably should have, I don't blame him. Like, dude, if I was paying you a bunch of money that we made a deal and, it's been a while and like I've made you a lot of money and now I just want a little better deal. You aren't open to renegotiating. Now I would come after you and I would close you on renegotiating and I would make you fucking take the new deal happily because I'll close your ass because I am a closer. He wanted to be, here's what's happening. No, that ain't what's happening. So we kind of butted heads. At the end of the day,
I'm surprised.
But I wouldn't want like an expose on him reneging the deal, because we could make it a spin where it's a hit piece on him. But in reality,
no, not necessarily, Grant. Just if you ever have a story that comes up and you want to share some
if I see scammers, I will tell you about them so you can go bust them. Because, dude, I'd bust them if I had time. I'm just trying to get the knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. Why? Because there's people out there, bro, good people. They don't know how to flip houses. They don't know how to hack a house. They don't know how to make money. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how do we get people that know how to do it to do it? Now, all you're saying is you buy a house, you rent out all the rooms individually. You'll get more than if you rent it out as a whole home. Yeah,
down the street here, I got a few houses right down the street. The single family rents for about $3,200. American West, 3-story, 5 beds, 3 baths. $3,200. Well, I get $4,700, and that's low. I could probably get $5,000. I think within 5 years I'll be $6,000, $6,200, and so I'm getting premium. 50% to 80% more. So yes, there are headaches that come with it. What happens if this steals and they steal the food, and this happens? A girlfriend comes over. That stuff happens.
What if you come over and your roomie's banging your chick?
That's never happened before. I don't think that would happen.
If you had thousands of these, it might. Because basically you're renting out a house to multiple people.
Correct. Yeah, I have 18.
You ever rent out a room to couples?
I have before.
Like, hey, me and my girlfriend want this room?
Mm-hmm. I have before.
Does that work out? Do you charge them double?
It can. I haven't charged double. No, it was a certain situation where I had a girlfriend move in. But then occasionally you'll have a tenant that has a relationship that starts after they move in. And so then they're over quite a bit. And you kind of have to set the
Who calls you? The other tenants crying?
All of them call me. Yeah.
They all say, hey, Jim's coming over here with Susie, and Susie's eating all the pork rinds.
I have trained them to act in a more mature manner, but I basically, my thesis is that most adults are teenagers, and you are pleasantly surprised when they act like adults. So my expectation is that they're going to act like teenagers.
Dude, here's how I determine whether I'm having someone back. We've been talking for an hour and 20, and it feels like 20 minutes to me anyway. Like, I got a million more questions I could ask you.
Wonderful.
So why don't we make that a part 2?
I'm open.
Folks,
I can ride a bike here.
Go follow
right down the street.
Spencer Cornelia, real estate investor, YouTuber, Justice League supervisor, and defender of the stupid. Because if you're buying into these gurus right now,
some of them, there are times where I'm just like, guys, why are you doing this?
I can't believe they do it. And they do it. That's the craziest part.
There's so many Ponzi schemes out there, though. You'd be shocked.
Hey, dude, listen, some of them sound pretty real.
Well, you were a victim of one. That's
I know,
how crazy it
but
is.
again, my old rule is now my new rule again. If it sounds too good, it's probably true. And I'm not going to fall for anything, because usually the ones that you fall for are the ones that are so fucking tempting. Why? Because you're picturing that this is it. This is the one I've been waiting for. And then you got to realize, if that's how you feel, it's probably not. It might be, but it's probably not. Why do I say it might be? Because, dude, there's a lot of real opportunities out there, and there's so many people scared of getting fucked that they don't see them and they don't take them when they do. I don't want to subscribe to that fucking train of thought, because you could cost yourself a lot of money by being so scared.
Right.
So my belief is, don't be a pussy. Don't be so scared to take chances. You can get burned. I can get burned. I don't mind that I've gotten burned. It makes me learn. But when it's too good to be true, it probably is. Just factor that in when making your decisions.
What I meant earlier when I said the best investment is in your business is, I kind of meant if you have like a business already going, I think the best investment is always back into your operation. Maybe that's hiring a new person, or instead of there's this little scheme with a lawyer, like put money into him.
Yeah, but it depends, bro. Because again, if your business on average, for example, only, increases annually, 3%, then your money isn't better in your business, because you're only earning 3% on it. Your money would be better somewhere else. The question is if you put your money somewhere else, does your business go down? Because now you have to factor that cost in.
Okay,
but
fair.
Generally speaking, dude, your business is a great place to put your money and grow and scale it. Because, dude, you can take a business, and I can help people take regular businesses that might be doing $1 million, $2 million to $5 million and $10 million like this. And they're like, how the hell did you do it? Trust me, it's not that difficult, really. 10 to 20 is a little bit harder. 20 to 40 is a lot harder. And 40 to 100 is, unicorn shit. Like, believe it or not, there's not that many companies that are out there doing that kind of business. So if somebody's claiming they're making, hundreds of millions of dollars, dude, number one, you'll know if someone has hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. You'll know. Don't fall for the scammers. I don't know what the thumbnail is going to look like for this episode. I don't even know what the headlines are, because I don't do them, but I would imagine it has something to do with freaking, never get busted again. And then when you come back, part 2, dude, I want to talk more about YouTube formula. There's a lot of people that could be making a lot of money on YouTube. You're making decent money. You could grow that massively.
I think the upside's still there. So my main channel, I don't make as much, but I think the upside's on the second channel. You see, Pace Morby is a great example. He's someone I very much look up to and an idol of mine, even as a friend. Like, I love the guy. He started with the real estate stuff, and then he gets into a course. You create a community, then the community gets you deals, and then you buy apartments. And so I think that's the potential.
That's what I'm talking about, my friend.
I've already thought of it. That's my 5-year plan. I just got to get through the lawsuit. Then I'll have some money come in. Then I'm going all in on real estate.
Let's do it. Spencer, appreciate you coming in. We'll have you back for part 2.
Let's make it clear. Anyone listening sends the deals to me.
No, that is an erroneous call to action. The deals come to me, folks. The deals come to me. I'll get him involved.
We'll see who the better closer is.
If you've got
closing the deals.
Listen, I'll make it fair. If you've got deals that should go to Spencer, go ahead. But again, he can't afford fucking, Neapolitan ice cream, sounds like.
Fair.
Because old fucking Derek Moneyberg's got him in a headlock. I can write checks.
That's fair.
So again, you want to send them to him, send them to him.
You get a single family rate on your properties. I get about 50 to 80% higher returns. So
listen, but if you send them to me, I might get him involved, right? So you're not.
I can manage him,
right? So you're not, befuddled by the Moneyberg.
Love it.
Like, how'd you like to make a bunch of money? They pour into me. I fling them to you. You do the legwork, right? Go do the homework to where all your experience is fucking, squeezed into that juice. And now we all make more money. But if they go directly to you, how you cutting me in if I ain't doing nothing?
You're the money man. You're more than a wallet. I promise you're more than a wallet.
But usually the reason I don't do a lot of these money man only deals is because, number one, I got to trust you and your contractor, and like I got to know.
Sure.
Number one. Number two, how long is my money going to be away from me? Because me and my money, we have this relationship. I like it. I like to keep it close.
My strategy is better for parking money, by the way. It's not going to make you rich.
Yeah, so you get parking money. Yep. I ain't looking to park money. I'm looking to freaking make money.
Okay. Good luck.
Dude,
we'll see where we're at.
You can do it all day long.
Yeah.
Look at Pace Morby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you could do Pace Morby method,
Pace
amazing.
Morby's
I'm saying if you're going to go buy single family rentals traditionally,
dude, Pace Morby's teaching people to do it.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, if you can find some,
and there's people out there listening to this that have deals that'll fucking call Pace Morby.
Yeah, so you'll crush me. You'll crush me if you can find sub 2 deals. You'll crush me, no doubt.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying to people, don't call Pace. Call me. I'll call Pace. Don't worry about these guys. I'm not middleman in you. I'm bringing it all together to where we can all go win more quickly. Why? Well, because if I have 1,000 deals that come to me and I fund some, do this, do that, bring Pace in on this, maybe Pace does one, maybe call Grant, fucking all my other connections, somebody that brought the deal is going to get more opportunity to get that done than just one doorway.
You're absolutely right.
So, and I'm the doorway of 1,000.
Yeah. All things considered, you're a better person to contact. I would agree.
See, that's called closing him.
But
I closed Spencer Cornelia right in front of you,
there
folks.
You go.
He went from him to now. You are correct. I am the right one to call.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call. I want to DM. Say,
and you're going to give out your personal phone number on live right now, right?
You say subject to. I've given out my personal phone number before. Yeah, because you don't have to answer it.
Got it.
And not only that, like you want people to call you, give out your damn phone number. I could give out my phone number, but I have to look it up because it's a community line.
I see.
I don't want to give out this one yet. You know why? I've had it for 100 years. And if I blow it up, I got to get a new number. And then I got to tell all my fucking real people, that number's blown. Now I gave it out and fucking I get prank calls and fucking.
That's a sign that you're a true celebrity though. If your phone number matters.
Dude, I guarantee I give out my fucking phone number. I'll get prank calls, all this stupid shit. And this phone number is now blown. I don't want that. You want the phone number of Bruce Willis?
No.
What would you do with it?
Nothing.
See, because you're a good dude, but you know how many people want Bruce Willis' phone number?
Yeah, it's just so weird. It's part of our culture. It's so bizarre. Like the celebrity worship. Like if I had a celebrity's phone number, it means nothing. They're not even going to answer. But anyway.
No, they do answer.
Oh, because it's there. Because you have their number.
Well, because it's their number, bro.
Right. Because only the people.
Like if I call, like they might not answer because they're busy.
Right.
But like if you call Floyd Mayweather, he'll pick up the fucking phone and say, "What's up?" Why? Because it's his phone.
Yeah.
So you give somebody their phone number and they get all like, "Is this really?" And then they hang up and now you're a dumbass and you blew the fucking phone number. So I don't know how many celebrities you hang around, but I'm telling you right now, dude, every celebrity I know, they're just regular people.
With a unique life.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're just regular ass people. Mm-hmm. They all have the same problems we do. They all go through the same shit we do. And sometimes even worse, And the publicity that you give people by doing the hit piece on them, remember, dude, you might be giving Derek Moneyberg more traffic than you think.
You want to know why that's great?
Why? Because
at some point I'm going to have a judgment against him and I gotta recoup.
Again, I don't know Derek that well, but when he was here, he did show me in his trading account millions and millions of dollars.
Very wealthy.
So unless he lost it, bro, he's got the money to pay you.
Did you ask him how he attained that money?
He said stock trading and being
I'd love
smart.
to see proof. That's it. I'd love to see proof.
But that's what he said. But he said it on the podcast too. Go listen to the podcast. Mm-hmm. But be careful, because if you listen to the podcast, you might get in one of his groups, because that's what he does. Mm-hmm. And now he pays people to come and be on his podcast, like the UFC guys.
Oh no, that's organic.
What do you mean?
All those celebrities want to hang out with Derek Moneyberg. Can't you tell?
I don't think he says that.
Can't you see my sarcasm?
Yeah, but I don't think he says that.
Of course not. It's all in the facade. His entire social media. You know what? I'm going to refrain from giving my opinion. But
yeah, dude, you might be ruining your case.
With 4 million followers on Instagram, but wouldn't get recognized in the street. Yeah, I'll let you reach the conclusion on whether his followers are real or not.
Folks, make sure you're back for part 2. Leave the comments. I want to see the comments. Go follow this dude. Until next time, keep it real. If I said I'll give you $100 million cash today, you'd all be excited. You'd run out of here like a fucking chicken with your head cut off. You'd be pumped up. You'd be shitting your pants. People would be calling. You'd be hooting and hollering. Nobody could ruin your day for $100 million. And then if I said, but you can't wake up tomorrow, none of you would take it, which means waking up is worth more than $100 million.